You know, the amazing thing about the Christian God is that you can project all of your prejudices on Him and then pretend that your bias is automatically moral. So for those of you who haven't heard the story that exploded on Reddit, there is a link down below in the description. Will take you to the article, which you can read and you can actually see the letter. A father wrote out a disownment letter to his gay son. Now I realize that disownment among religious families on people who are homosexual or children who are gay, that's common. This is not a thing that surprises me. But it wasn't until I actually read this handwritten letter by the father, and I actually saw what this father said to his gay son, and it honestly enraged me. It enraged me, and it made me feel sorrow for his son. I couldn't actually believe what I was reading. If I could speak to this father who disowned his son, this is what I would say to him. You have absolutely no concept, no reality, no idea on what it means to be a true father. I could pick up an axe right now and I could go onto the street and I could chop someone's head off with an axe. My father, I know for a fact, would not abandon me. He would not leave me. He would not stop loving me. My father would report me to the authorities, and he would make sure that I pay for the crime of killing an innocent person and taking their life. That is what a true father would do. He wouldn't abandon me, though. His heart would break that I would do something so stupid as to go out and take someone's life innocently. But he would want the punishment of me taking an innocent life, and he would report me. And I would go to prison or jail for the rest of my life. This is, I would consider, true love from a father. He still loves me, he still cares for me, he still wants what's best for me, but he knows that I have to face the responsibility of facing the consequences of killing and taking an innocent life. Now I realize that this is not the same exact situation since this is a father disowning his gay son, but I believe that the same situation applies to this, where this father should still love his son, should still accept his son, and by all means shouldn't disown his son simply because of him being gay. What honestly just shocks me about this whole concept, this whole story, is that it seems to me that this American brand of Christianity that this father is using, and that many other Christians use, seems to be going against, it seems to be the exact opposite of what Jesus teaches in the New Testament. I mean, let's just think, for example, scorn your neighbor all because he isn't like you. We should let the sick die because they can't help themselves. We should reward the rich and tax the less unfortunate. We should judge the sinner and take revenge before forgiveness. We should have war before we have peace. We should have divisiveness before we have unity. We should have dogma before we have compassion. Do you not see my point? To me, Christianity, this brand of Christianity that America is embedding themselves in, seems to be the exact in opposition to everything that is taught in the New Testament in regards to how you should treat people. I'm not religious anymore, but I know for a fact, that Jesus, in the Christian Bible, doesn't abandon someone simply because of a so-called sin. If you take the time to look at your own damn Bible and read it and study the attitude of Jesus, you will see a person of compassion, of love and acceptance, and serving people and helping people. Whether they are homosexual, whether they are a tax collector or scam people, whether they are legalistic Christian fanatic nut jobs such as the Pharisees, where in the Bible do you see Jesus abandon someone who lives in a so-called sinful lifestyle? Although I don't even believe sin exists, but I'm using it for the sake of this video. He doesn't, and that's my point. It seems to me that Christianity just seems to be turning in the opposite of what Jesus really taught in the New Testament. I just want to say that I believe every person has the right to believe that same-sex marriage is wrong for them. But since those people are already a heterosexual, it's not something that they really have to deal with in their own life. But instead, many religious people, not all, but many religious people, take it upon themselves to show how superior they are to other people by defaming them, condemning them, trying to regulate them. They do this to other people while these people have the same right. They have the same right to... I'm trying to think here. Give me a second. To make their own moral decisions about their own lives. That's what I was trying to say. They have the same decision that that heterosexual has to make those moral decisions in their own lives about what the things they want to do. Those Christians who have defamed and tried to regulate and condemn, they are in no position to object when other people judge them for their attitude and actions. I'm sorry, but I'm not required to sit here, smile politely, and try to agree to disagree with freaking homophobic bigots. Press the link down below and read the description, read that letter. You will see how the Spirit of Jesus Christ is moving through that father. Jesus is just embedding all around him. This father knows what it is, knows what it means to reflect the attitude of Jesus Christ. And I hope you realize that I'm being sarcastic here. This is one of the reasons why I don't associate myself with being religious any longer or being associated with Christianity. Because when I'm associated with Christianity, I have to deal with scum like this, who don't even know what their own book teaches in the New Testament about loving people unconditionally, but more than that, how to even be a father and accept your child for who he is.